Hello everyone, welcome back. Our annual look at our Nintendo Switch collection. And if you missed it, our PS4 and 5 update should already be up by the time this goes live. So we're going to take a look at one of the three consoles we actually still collect games for. Nintendo Switch, one of our favorites to use.
I love that.
I use it mostly 50-50 with portable and then up on the projector, and you love your Switch Lite.
Yes.
So
I have the Indigo.
Yeah.
Indiegogo.
Huge variety of games since we both play.
Yes.
First one?
Our first one is the 30-in-1 game collection. I love these little game collection, like mini games, and I love those, like Bejeweled and things like that. They're really hard
You
to
like
find.
something like short and sweet and relaxing after work kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me that's like one of my favorite things about the Switch is just the casual games.
Yeah. Play for 10 minutes at a time. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the total opposite of
The
that.
total opposite, something that you have to like devote your soul to. Animal Crossing's New Horizon. I love it. I hate it. It takes over your life, and then eventually you resent it. You get angry
Yeah.
because it's taking over your life. But it's still a good game. I've put not as many hours as everybody else because I was working during the pandemic, but
Yes, yeah, it's
still
perfect
many,
timing for
many
that.
hours.
I feel like I like it a little bit less though now that you found a different
I
game
do.
that we'll get to later in the
I
alphabet.
do. This is something that is not for me.
Yeah, I love this game.
is
Blade Runner Enhanced Edition, the old 90s point and click and Westwood Studios adventure game. Great addition to the world of Blade Runner. I like that you're not playing as Deckard, you're playing as a different Blade Runner during the events of the first movie, so I think that makes it very unique and definitely worth picking up.
That's a limited run.
Yes, it was a limited run release, yeah.
And our only Otome game, which I didn't know what that was, but now I know what that is. Just I think it's like a visual novel, but
Yeah.
with men.
Yeah.
Cafe Enchante. I say Enchante. Stefan says Enchant.
Whatever it is.
You're not whimsical enough.
I did not play that.
Something you do play though.
Yes.
Is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Yeah.
That's like
something I have pretty much since the Wii U played almost annually a playthrough. One of my favorite games
yeah,
ever.
You have a little bit of a
Can't
problem
believe
with
there's
that.
not a sequel to this game. I love it.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's not a sequel yet. Maybe soon. I have Castle of Heart. This is a First Press Games release, which is absolutely gorgeous. People have a lot of problems with them because they don't get their things out in a timely manner always, but these are such cool additions.
And you've never had problems with them.
I've
personally.
never had problems. I have two games from them, one on the PS4 and one on the Switch. They come with these giant manuals and oops, they're just really, really nice. Really nice additions. Very well done. And it's a fun game. This is a very difficult game, but a very fun game. And I just love these editions. They're just so beautiful. Something that's also beautiful.
Yeah, this was great. Catherine Full Body. And if you're going to play Catherine for the first time, I mean, I don't think I could ever go play the original version because of the additions in here feel so essential to the story. It was a great puzzle game and actually an interesting story, so it was fun even outside the puzzles. And the puzzles, they can be difficult, but just to let people know, there also is like an autoplay mode, so if you're having trouble, and then you can just kind of play the story almost like a visual novel, so you can experience it how you want to. And a game that gets a lot of hate, and I understand why, but it depends how you play it. Chocobo GP, not as good as the original Chocobo Racing on the PS1, but still an excellent successor if you're just playing it single player or like local co-op. All the negativity and stuff comes from all the online play and the monetization of those kind of things, which I never touched any of. So that all, if you ignore all of that, it's a decent little Final Fantasy kart racer.
And is that an Asian? Is
Yeah,
that one you had to import?
This was the one I had to import. There's a bunch of Switch games that I've, especially the ones that are mine, that I had to import from Play Asia because they just aren't physical here in the U.S.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. Yeah. Chrono Cross?
And this is another one of those that had to be imported.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Chrono Cross, The Radical Dreamers. It's amazing. I love this game. I don't know why this came out, but they haven't done Chrono Trigger. That's kind of weird. One of the great classic
that seems
RPGs
really
from the
strange.
PS1. Is got to keep going with those PS1 RPGs.
I love that about this generation. It's just so nice. I have Clubhouse 51 games. This is even more games. These are more board games. They have Solitaire and Mahjong and all kinds of fun things. And that's just what I want to play when I'm overstimulated after work. I just want to relax, shut my brain off. This is perfect,
Yeah.
and I love it.
The kind of stuff that used to come like free with your PC
Yes.
back in the 90s.
Yeah. The best alternative to Animal Crossing. This is amazing. I'm still playing this. It's Cozy Grove. This is so wonderful. It's Animal Crossing for adults that don't have a million hours to sink in. And
Animal Crossing without the stress.
yeah, there's no stress in this. This is so relaxing, and I don't have to worry about getting punished for not showing up every day. I can go at like 2 in the morning or like 10 in the morning. Nobody cares because they're dead animals.
And if you're working like a 50-hour week and you can't play, and then you come back, it's not covered in weeds and everything, and you don't get yelled at.
Yeah, this is it's so beautiful. It's all hand drawn, which is great. It's just like Animal Crossing, where you can cut the trees down, you can make flowers, you can decorate things. You have a house you can decorate. You're helping the villagers solve problems. It's exactly what I wanted, but with no stress, which is what I want, which is what this should be. So, I love it. Check it out. It doesn't get enough love. I don't understand why we have this on...
It does feel weird to have it on Switch. The Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. This is the kind of thing that I would naturally want to get on PlayStation because it's where I played them on PS1. It feels like a PlayStation thing, but what won me out is I wanted to play them portably. And that's kind of why I wanted the Switch edition. So when it first came out, they were the same price, and it's like, decided to go with that because of the portable edition. And then this is one I have a love-hate relationship with. The Crash Team Racing Nitro Refueled. The original PS1 version is genuinely in my top 50 games of all time. It's my favorite multiplayer game ever. And this is still a really good version, but it just feels different enough that I don't like it quite as much. It's still really great to have. I'm glad it came out.
And then I have this weird puzzle game. It's Crystal Crisis. It's kind of a conglomerate, all of these different characters
From a bunch of indie games.
from Nicholas, and you're just playing a puzzle game, which is great. I love that. I don't know who a lot of these characters are, but that's fine. I don't care. It's a really, really good game. Nice music. Good time. Something that's also a good time is Cult of the Lamb. This is such a cool indie game. This is the actual game, but it comes in this giant PS4 size thing, which I don't know how I feel about that, but this is from, which one is this? I can't remember. Special Reserve Games. This is the only Special Reserve game we have. And I like it. It's pretty. It's a really cool addition. So.
Well, and you had to wait a long time to get it, so you only played more recently. But it was worth it, I think, because they were waiting to have the updates physically on the cartridge.
It is physically on the cartridge.
Delayed it,
and it's really fun because it has a lot of the RTS.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
It's a dungeon crawler, but it's also...
/ Animal Crossing.
/ Animal Crossing / I don't know. Management sim. It's interesting. It's really funny. So I enjoyed that.
What's your problem with this? Are you kidding me? Doom.
It's
Doom
been
Classic
on
Collection.
everything.
Yeah, Doom is on everything.
What is it not on?
This was really cool. I still have not played the Doom 3 on this because I love classic Doom 1 and 2. Like, those are just great games from my childhood on like the PC.
Yeah, I think I've only ever played the first one.
Great. Doom 3 I played on the original Xbox. It came out and I did not like it. It was like just too dark and just, I don't know, I didn't quite like it, but I do want to retry it. So I haven't played that yet on this collection.
I don't actually know what I played because I had one of those stuff Dad would get in the mail that was like half of a game. Or 3 levels of a game, and I thought I had the game. This is like the best demo ever.
Yeah, it's like a 15-hour demo. You had to buy the game, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. The, Hero Savando and the other guys.
I love Savando. I didn't play this game, but I just loved it. It was entertaining.
Fantastic. This is the greatest demo. Like, I've never been so sold on a game from its demo ever, but...
It's weird that more games don't do that.
Especially RPGs. And just, I love this. This is one of those that I want to take the time to replay. It's always so hard with RPGs because they're so long, but this dethroned Dragon Quest VIII is my favorite in that
Which is
franchise.
saying a lot, because that was pretty high.
Yeah.
And then
one that's... It's underrated because it's, I don't know, people were thinking, but Dragon Quest, The Adventure of Dai, Infinity Strash. It's just a cheap, short, simple anime license game. That's what it is, and that's what I thought it was going to be when it came out, and it was fun for what it was. And I feel like a lot of the, I don't know, a lot of the bad ratings, I think they thought it was going to be more than it was, but I got what I paid for it. Yeah.
This is a Metroidvania game. I don't know what that means, though, because I don't understand that.
And you've also never played Metroid or Castlevania. So
I've never played either of those, so I don't know what that means. This is Ender Lilies. This is so beautiful. This is, I think this is limited. Yeah, this is a limited run game that we got afterwards. But really, really pretty game, and supposedly Metroidvania. But I don't know what that means, so take that for what you will. What's this called?
This
I don't know.
amazing collection. I'm so happy this came out physically. Some of my favorite RPGs of all time. PS1 was great for that. Final Fantasy 7 and 8 on one cartridge.
Final Fantasy 7, wow.
I had to import this. Yeah, how many copies of Final Fantasy 7? But very happy to import this, and I was a little when this came out, I was really excited. 7 and 8, I'm like, that's awesome. But 1 didn't come out till later. Finally, Final Fantasy 9.
That bothers me that it's
sideways.
I don't. Why did they do that?
9, so I was like, oh, good, the best one came out. So Final Fantasy 9. And rumors are it might be getting a remake of that this year. Then Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 HD Remaster. We have this on the PS4 as well. And this is the version, though, that you would have to download 10-2 for some stupid reason, even though the Asian version has both of them. But,
well, that's okay.
Yeah.
We have it elsewhere.
Yeah, and I'll probably never replay 10-2, so. Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age. Probably the most underrated Final Fantasy ever. It's one of the best ones.
Took you 2 times to actually finish it.
It did, exactly.
Because you could not get used
to
it.
The original, when it first released, revisited it, and it became one of my favorites. 12.
Have more indie games. Let's get away from Square Enix.
Yeah.
We have The First Tree. It's a Foxy Fox game with the oversaturated oversaturated pretty colors.
Yeah.
I love that art style. I don't know why. It's in a lot of indie games, so it must be like cheaper to do, but I just really like it for some reason. It's like a thing. This is another limited run game that I think is coming out physically in Europe.
Oh,
I want to say soon. It's Frog Gun. This is just like N64 nostalgia.
That's what it feels like, an N64 game. Even the look of it, it feels...
not N64, but it looks like it's N64.
A lot of indie titles, they look like Super Nintendo games, and this looks more like...
I'm not a big Super Nintendo. I never had that. Not a fan, but N64, that was my jam. This one, this is stupid how much this has gone up in price. We just got this recently.
Yeah, glad we got it.
Gargoyles Remastered. This is the Sega Genesis version, and I remember playing that on the Sega Genesis, and it's such a fun game. It is not worth what it's selling for right now. That's stupid. This was limited run, and I don't know if it's sold out. I think it's sold out now,
might have.
which is probably contributing to the ridiculous prices. But just a fun game, and I don't understand why they can't do more of these.
Yeah, this classic
it's
Genesis
so
games
frustrating. I just want more of and not just Genesis, all of them. Like, there's so many retro games that would be so nice. This is Greek. Memories of Azure. This is really weird RPG because you play as these 3 characters and
Aren't they like 3
switch.
siblings or something?
They're 3 siblings, and you switch which one you're playing as because they can all do different things. One's more of like a tank.
One's more magic.
One's more magic, but I don't know. It's weird the way it controls. I had a really hard time with it. It's kind of puzzly because you have to try and figure out who you're using and when, and it just, I don't know. It was decent, and it's Team 17, which is Banjo-Kazooie people, but yeah, it was a decent RPG. I'm not as into RPGs as somebody I know.
Yeah, the time sink games.
This makes me so happy. This is the team or studio that did Yonder.
Oh, that's who that is? Okay.
Cloudcatcher Chronicles, which is fantastic. This is Grow, Song of the Evertree. It's definitely more in depth than the Yonder was. Definitely a better story. I think it bites off a little bit more than it can chew at times, but it is super fun. It's a little bit more Harvest Moon-y than I'm into. There's like a fine line for me as far as that type of game.
It's like you've been looking at that Harvestella and you're not sure like how much of that is in it. Like,
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
This is pretty.
This is Hoa or Hua, which made you laugh
Was
for
it
some reason.
Korean?
This is Korean. It's a really short game, kind of a puzzly game, I guess you would say. You just kind of move forward and try and get the little guy to go through the level. But super beautiful. It sounds like a Studio Ghibli like soundtrack. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, why don't you
And
play a little bit of this one? It's very
I loved it. I wish it was longer. I wish there was more to it, but so beautiful.